Hey guys. Okay, I'm live. I'm live. Okay, it's happening. Hello, hello. I am gonna just start. I've kind of just decided that I'm gonna start just doing most of my lives on YouTube. I don't know what's going on Facebook. The audience is a larger there, but it's messed up right now, guys. So I've decided just gonna come on over to YouTube. And that's what I'm doing. So, hey guys, get in here. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. I don't know if you guys saw my latest satire. It was kind of all the things the experts have told us over the last 2 months. And it just lays out the absurdity of it all. And I then did a quick reshoot this morning on if I could redo it, what I would say back in March when they asked us to just stay home for the rest of our lives. If I could do it over, what I would say. So you have to check that out. I'm going to upload. I haven't uploaded it on YouTube yet, but I'll do that. It's on Twitter if you guys want to head over to Twitter. So there's a couple things. I first of all, I really quick want to address Barr before we get into it. Attorney General Barr recently said today that the prosecution's indictments, all of that, he kind of pointed towards they're not going to touch Biden or Obama, which is a huge bummer to hear. But at the same time, we knew that honestly they're not gonna go after Obama or Biden. It would cause a war, a huge war, because our country is so divided right now. So I wasn't expecting Biden to be under any kind of investigation, even though with all the Obamagate, and we now know that it pretty much was spearheaded by Obama, this whole investigation launch into Flynn, and the whole reason they went after Flynn. But I want to back up too, really quick. The reason why they went after Flynn is because they had to give validity to this Russian narrative, Russia-Trump collusion narrative. But what's really important to notice is there's record of an unmasking of Flynn on November 30th by Samantha Powers, who was Obama's UN ambassador. So that doesn't even make sense in itself, because the UN ambassador doesn't have intelligence clearance. So that doesn't make sense to me that she's not working in intelligence. She's part of the UN. So why is she unmasking Flynn? So this makes me think they started to target Flynn before Flynn even had that phone call with Kislyak on December 30th. So people got to catch that, because it's like, why are you unmasking someone before that phone call even took place? So that makes me think this was calculated. Let's also remember, guys, that Flynn worked for Obama, guys. He worked for Obama, and he was let go by Obama. And then Obama told Trump not to hire Flynn, and Trump hired Flynn. So this whole thing makes me think, wait a minute. What does Flynn know about Obama? And what's the rift here between Obama and Flynn? I bet you there's stuff that we don't know about between them, or perhaps Flynn knows something that we don't know about Obama. So we'll watch this whole thing unfold. Don't be disheartened that Barr said he's not going to go after Obama. To go after an ex-president, I mean, that's that. I didn't think that would happen in the first place. What I do think that we could see possible indictments, or some things going down with the people that handled the Russian fake dossier, and used that to spy on Trump. And that points at Comey, Clapper, Brennan. So I'm hoping that we see some big players over there possibly face some judgment. So that's all I want to say about this. What the main focus today for me, really quick, is I want to ask, at what point did our nation stop asking questions? At what point did the person that started asking questions become the bad guy? Because what I'm seeing now, as these lockdowns continue, it's turned into a completely political just nutso out there. It's now completely divided. We've got Democrat governors wanting to extend these lockdowns until forever. I mean, there's no end in sight. They want to continue, and we're really seeing a complete governmental overreach. But what we're also seeing is a ridicule to anyone that asks questions. We're watching people that doctors, physicians, scientists, immunologists, virologists, they ask these questions that are counter to what Fauci and Birx are telling the American people. And they're immediately ridiculed. They're immediately shunned. They're immediately like, oh my gosh, you can't question. You can't have an alternative thought or a different point of view. You have to align with us. And we're seeing videos being taken down. We're seeing insane censorship taking place for anybody that questions what we're being told. And I'm experiencing myself. I've gotten emails from people that I care about ridiculing me, shaming me, just because I'm questioning what's going on. And there was a point up until 2020 that questioning was a sign of intelligence. I mean, I have a quote here from Albert Einstein. It is not that I am so smart, but I stay with the questions much longer. We are to question. We are to say, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. Wait a minute, why are we doing this? Wait a minute, can you show me the science that aligns with what you're telling us to do? Because the science, it doesn't add up. To ask these questions is good. And I really want us to begin to think, who are these people telling us not to question? And why are they telling us not to question? Because we should question. You should question authority, and you should question what you're being told. It is essential. It is essential to question and make people show you the data, the facts, the science behind why they're telling us to do what we are doing. And the latest, guys, the latest is this mask wearing. I'm sorry, but the science does not say that wearing masks prevents the virus. And I want to point out a study, and I'm sure you guys have probably heard of this because it's kind of a viral thing that's going around right now, but it's by a neurologist. His name is Dr. Russell Baylock, and he was a neurosurgeon. Okay, so he worked on people's brains, different than Fauci. Fauci worked on lab rats and studied, viruses in that whole angle and focused on the HIV. That's basically what his background is in. He's not a brain surgeon. He's not anywhere near neurology, and he's not a neurosurgeon. Okay, this guy here, Dr. Baylock, a neurosurgeon. He came out with a recent study that said wearing masks does not prevent you from getting any kind of influenza. There's actually 17 studies that all concluded that a mask does not protect you against influenza infection. So you got to ask, okay, why are they telling us to wear masks? I mean, if these scientific studies have taken place, they found that people still get the flu that wear the masks. So why? Like that's a question we should ask, right? But oh no, you can't ask questions. You just have to do what everybody else is doing. He pointed out that when somebody has tuberculosis, they wear a mask, not the people around them. Okay, so the person that's infected wears the mask. The people that are not infected don't wear masks. The study also has shown that there's a great increase in headaches. There's a reduction of blood oxygen to your brain. The longer you wear it, the oxygen can deplete as much as 20%. Healthcare workers aged 21 to 35 that wore these masks, 81% of them complained of headaches. There was a drop in oxygen. It's called a hypoxia, and it is associated with the impairing one's immunity. So why? I mean, just to ask a question, oh my gosh, because I'm asking a question, a logical, common sense question. if hypoxia, which is less oxygen to your brain, can cause an impairment into your immunity, why would we do that? Why would we weaken our immune system right now when there's a virus flying around? Does that make sense? I'm sorry. Sorry, but I have a question that doesn't make any sense. So I'd like the experts out there that might come across this video to explain to me why we would put a mask on if there's a chance. I don't care if it's a 1% chance. I don't care if it's 2%. I don't care if there's a chance of any kind that the mask could impair our immunity, could break down our immune system so we cannot fight a virus that we might come in contact with. Why? I also want to point out, because this is just stating the obvious again, I've worn a mask one time. I wore it to get my hair done. I did it because I support this small business. The lady I work with who does my hair. She Trump supporter, lover. I wanted to support her. So I chose to put a mask on. That's what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for choice of the individual, because that's what our country is founded upon. It is up to the individual, the individual's rights to exercise their freedom. I know this sounds crazy, but if you're still out there supporting these lockdowns and you're still in support of the individuals not having the right to choose what's best for themselves, you probably shouldn't celebrate the 4th of July coming up, because that's all our country is founded upon, is individual liberty, the right for the individual to choose what's best for themselves. Anyways, so I wore the mask one time. And I want to know, whenever I go out and I see these people wearing these masks, okay, they're touching their face constantly. I mean, I'm way aware, like when I'm touching my face, I'm like, don't touch your face right now. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Common sense. But I'm watching these people that have these masks on their face, and they're touching their face, and then to talk to, they're like, what? Can I help you? Yeah, okay. And they put it back on. Then they touch the money, touch the cash register, touch. Then they touch their mask. Thanks, have a great day. Close the mask on. Now everything they've touched is now on their mask, okay? So basically, okay, this is just common sense again, because it's become such an absent thing to do, is to ask questions or to use common sense or logic. Now everything that these people have touched is now on their face. So now they're literally filtering. They have a filter now on their mouth, filtering in the germs that they've touched, filtering it back out. They're also breathing in an insane amount of carbon dioxide, which is also not healthy for you in itself. Okay, so now you're basically you're wearing a mask of germs, and everything you breathe in is all germs. It doesn't make any sense. Also, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Fauci, good old Fauci, he came out in March saying that wearing a mask is pointless, doesn't make sense. He basically says what I say. So let me show you really quick. I'm going to show you guys this. You can see me, but I'm going to play it because people just don't believe unless you play it up.
There's a lot of confusion among people and misinformation surrounding face masks. Can you discuss that?
The masks are important for someone who's infected to prevent them from infecting someone else. Now, when you see people and look at the films in China and South Korea, whatever, everybody's wearing a mask. Right now in the United States, people should not be walking around with masks.
You're sure of it? Because people are listening really closely to this.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it is not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. And often, there are unintended consequences. People keep fiddling with the mask, and they keep touching their face.
And can you get some schmutz sort of staying inside there?
Of course. But when you think masks, you should think of healthcare providers needing them and people who are ill. The people who, when you look at the films of foreign countries and you see 85% of the people wearing masks, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not against it. If you want to do it, that's fine.
Okay, that's basically what I said. That's back in March. Okay, well then people are arguing with me. They're like, well, Rachel, that was in March. That was in March. I mean, so much has changed since March. Science doesn't change every couple months. Either science says masks don't work, like he said there, or masks do work. But science just doesn't, it's not political. It's either yes or no. So Fauci, was it yes or no? Do they work or do they not work? Because here in March, you said they didn't work. You said they did not protect us from the virus. In fact, you said that we could actually withhold, the other reporter there, guy asked, can it withhold stuff? And he said, yeah, it can hold the germs in your mouth. He said it there. Does science change? I mean, answer me that. That's what I want to know. Does it just suddenly, let's go with the narrative here. So, yeah, it's all changed now. It's different. Masks do help. They do help. I mean, to ask these questions is good. And I want to also say, I have a sister-in-law that works. I have a couple sisters-in-law. One sister-in-law is a nurse, but this is not the other one. I'm talking about a different one because she'll probably, who knows, watch this. But I have a sister-in-law that works. It's my brother's sister, my brother's wife, and she works with COVID-19 patients. Okay, she's on a COVID floor. And she explained to me the protocol that they go through when they enter into these rooms where the COVID patients are and when they exit the rooms. We're talking full garb, head to toe. It's like a vacuum room that they walk out of. Then they walk into another room. They're like Clorox bleached, okay? Shields on, everything. And then they exit the room with everything. They take off everything that they were wearing. Okay? And one of her friends, who's also a nurse there, got the virus, okay? She's fine. She had some sniffles. That's seriously, she tested positive and she said she had a tick in her throat. That was her experience with the virus, but she still technically got it, okay? So if you're not in a full-on hazmat suit, you're exposed. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, okay? This virus is here. We don't have a vaccine. I wouldn't take the vaccine even if they did put out a vaccine because I believe that we should have it on the market for a long time to know long-term effects, okay? So it's here. The only way to fight a virus is actually to be exposed to it, to build up your immunity. And the elderly population should take more precaution. They probably should shelter in place longer, but that's their choice. I'm not going to tell them what to do. You know why? Because this is America. Because I believe in freedom. Because I believe that you should be able to choose what you want to do with yourself. I know it's crazy. I know it's just nutso to think of freedom and, oh my gosh, individual liberty. And you can choose what you want to do. That's just the dumbest thing ever. But I believe in it. Okay? I believe in it and I will fight for it and I will continue to fight for it. It's up to the individual. If you're an elderly person and you're watching this, it's up to you whether you want to or whether you don't want to. Whether you want to wear a mask, it's up to you. Okay? That's what I'm saying too. It's up to you. I've done my research. I'm not comfortable with the whole mask thing. I've got people coming out telling me it's not healthy. I've got people telling me that if I'm not in a full-on hazmat suit, I'm going to be exposed. I've done my research. I know where I stand on the issue. I've asked the questions. But my whole thing is the shaming that's taking place with the people that are asking questions. And the shaming that's taking place with the people that have chosen not to wear a mask. Okay, my mom, highly claustrophobic. Oh my gosh, I remember when I was a kid, like I'd put a blanket on her and she'd be like she can't, no mask for her. Okay, so instead of going around judging people and shaming people because they don't have a freaking mask on, you don't know their story. Maybe they know more than you. Maybe they've done more research. Maybe they've studied this Dr. Baylock and they are like, you know what? I don't want to lower my immune system. So I'm going to go with no on that. So that's the thing. Like, we have to allow people to choose. If you choose to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you choose not to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. But the shaming that's taking place in our population for anybody that's doing something differently than the group is insane to me. Okay? To think differently is healthy. Groupthink is not healthy. Know why you're doing what you're doing. So that's basically what I wanted to say. I'm not going to take too much more time. Already gone for like 20 minutes here. I appreciate all you guys. I do hope to grow this, so please share this video. I'll be sharing it on my other, on Twitter. Don't really share it on Instagram. It's too long for Instagram, but I am on Instagram, so check me out there. And I will post it up on Facebook. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. The whole point of this video is to say you choose. You choose. It's up to you. It's not up to the governors. It's not up to even the president. It's up to you. You choose what's best for you. That's what's so beautiful about this country. And that's why we have to stand up and we have to question authority. We have to question anyone that's taking away our freedom to choose what's best for ourselves. So that's what I want to say. We'll talk soon. Bye, guys.